Cancer, welcome to Pure Tarot. So I'm doing a reading for the rest of March. It's also like a spring reading. We just had the spring equinox yesterday. So the next 10 days, you know, the sun is moving on, crossing the first degrees of the sign of Aries. Of course, it's their birthday. And Jupiter will do so during the summer months and then again in 2023. So the next 10 days are quite important in terms of, you know, synchronicities, anything that might come up that, you know, you feel is important. So take some notes, mental notes, open your eyes, your ears, be on the lookout. You might get some clues. So let's ask the cards to also show us this energy. I'm using the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. We'll see which tree you embody at the moment and what that message is for you. You have two. The banyan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing properly, and the date palm. So let's read both, of course. Banyan, where's that one? Okay, banyan. The key word is anchoring. I can teach you how to anchor yourself within the world to increase your sense of being grounded. I have given shelter to people for thousands of years so that man, plants, and other living creatures can all survive together. It also says, someone needs your emotional, moral, or physical support, even though they may not admit it. This is funny. I just did a read for Aries. That's exactly what came up in their reading. You might have Aries placement, Cancer, or you might know an Aries, or what I was sensing about who needs help. It might be in Cancer to Aries, you know, one person being Cancer, one person being Aries. That was just a side note, but it's so strong that I had to mention it. It also says, gently let them know that you are ready to help them if they wish, but don't encourage them to become dependent on you. Really interesting. Oh, sorry, I have to read the date palm. Okay, this one says grace, and the message is, I bring you the simple but essential gift of grace. My leaves are simple frowns, yet can be woven into many useful or decorative household items. My fruits, which are sweet and nutritious, hang down in graceful profusion. It is time to show that you can remain graceful even in the face of pressure. Teach yourself how to bend with the winds of change and how to adapt to your current situation so that you continue to be flexible yet upright. That's really interesting. So maybe you have to use or to be graceful in helping this person. You know, the first card was saying how you might let them know you're there to help them, right? It might be really difficult. This person, the message was saying the person would have a lot of, probably too much pride, or just, you know, it'd be too difficult for them to ask for your help. So be graceful about that, right? How you offer your help or how you help them. Not to belittle them or, you know, make them feel like they owe you something, you know. I mean, not that you would do that, but just, you know, the position this person would be in is delicate. So maybe just be more graceful, more attentive, more delicate. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull. That's interesting. Okay. 9 of Swords, the World in reverse, the Star in reverse. I'm gonna get 3 more. 3 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles, goodness, and the 6 of Cups. Okay. Well, someone is feeling really lonely or deprived. Financially, they feel deprived of support as well. They're in total confusion and stress. They're in a very dark place in their mind. They're seeing things as the end of the world, quote unquote. It's almost like things are going round and round in circles. Like with no way out, right? Always the same thing reoccurring and never any change, never any way out of the situation. They've lost hope, they've lost faith. This person is at a very, very low. It's really interesting because I didn't necessarily mean to gear the message that way, but the Tree Oracle cards pointed us there. The Aries reading was already, the message, the energy is already there. This person is not just not hopeful, but you know, they're I want to say they're closed to change. Even if change was to come, they would have the hardest time to change, to accept change. And I don't mean pocket change, although we have a beggar here. I'm not saying they would have a difficulty accepting money, but which could be a possibility, but if what it feels like is someone that is more comfortable in things that are familiar, even if they don't go in the right direction, right? Familiarity is more comfortable. So they prefer not that they prefer, but I think that it takes a lot more out of them to exert a change in a different direction. It's the fear of the unknown, basically. They're not welcoming the unknown. They're not open to differences. They're not open to letting the world come into their world, right? They're like absolutely closed off, even the thought of opening themselves up. I sense this person to be very rigid. It could be you, Cancer. I mean, I can't tell if this is someone outside of you. The oracle was saying that you would be helping someone, but it could be read differently. It could be you. You might be feeling it this way. You know, it's really interesting. The Six of Cups is such a Cancerian card for me, in the sense that you know, Cancers live in the past. That's another reason sometimes why you know, you might have a hard time opening yourself up to new things. And it's funny because that's why I was saying before, it might not be a person, it might be you yourself, right? You might be this person that I'm describing that is in need of help. It's funny, I'm sensing you to be in need of resources, right? It could be money, food, shelter, whatever it is. It could also be mental. More than emotional help. Like, so it's really on the physical and the mental planes. I'm sensing more. I sense it to be, right? Like the help would have to be in terms of tangible things, given or lent or shared with this person. And, you know, this person would need for someone to listen to them, to bring them inspiration, to open their mind to new ways of thinking. Maybe the key to doing that is to have conversations that revolve around past shared memories with this person, right? And use maybe those tricks and hooks where you say, remember that time when this and that happened, you know? So a shared experience, positive shared experience, where you could use that as an example to sort of illustrate, you know, your arguments, or like trying to make them see a different viewpoint, or trying also to make them see how they've behaved differently and positively in the past, and how they can do so again, right? To reverse their circumstances. It's funny because I just told you you're my fourth reading in this series, but then I just remembered I also did some readings for the full moon, and there was one or two readings, same messages about people needing some help in terms of resources. I've been picking up, I think, on the situation, the world situation of all these, of the war and all these people having to flee their homes. There's something about that. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm telling you this. I swear on everything that it's coming up so strongly in many readings. And it doesn't have to be, you know, that we're talking about necessarily someone, right? Okay, let me explain this differently. So you might know someone that lives in Ukraine. You might know someone that lives in another country that's gone through the same experience, a war experience, or, you know, that kind of thing. But it could also be just you living in any country of the world, experiencing, you know, a difficult moment where you are in need of resources. It's possible. It's very possible. It happens to the best of us, right? And it doesn't mean that it has to be drastic as drastic as what the people that are going through war are experiencing, but it could still be extremely uncomfortable, right? Especially when it comes to money, for instance, because it's so difficult sometimes to ask for money from others, right? Especially if you're like you're proud and you're used to being independent, and it must be very difficult. I'm gonna get a angel number message. 999. Things are quickly changing. Embrace the changes around you. That might come with releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you. It's the end of a cycle. Breathe. It's interesting because it says the end of the cycle might come with releasing and letting go, but I feel like this is what it feels like to me, that you're definitely going through the end of the cycle, of a cycle in your life. And it's taking on the form of lack and mental anguish, right? And, losing your faith, losing hope, and being very rigid about it, very stubborn or closed-minded, right? I'm also focusing on the word quickly. Things are quickly changing. Intuitively, I think that the situation that either you're going through or that the person that you're about or that you want to help is going through has happened really recently, and it happened very quickly. Like, let's say that they started losing money for XYZ reason, or it could be so they lost their jobs, and then from yesterday until like into today, it's like a huge change, and like the money stops, right? So it feels very quick, like the impact of all of this is rolling out really quickly. So that's important to note, especially as I was stressing, the next 10 days as being really crucial. It's really interesting because it feels like really difficult, but it feels like it could be a major opportunity as well, right? In terms of who gets like a full reset, like, I mean, as uncomfortable as it really this feels, I mean, it's even uncomfortable to read, to be honest. But I'm just saying, how many times do you really get a chance, to clean your slate fully and start over? So maybe there's something there for you in terms of something to meditate on. And talking about meditation, it says breathe. So one day at a time, one breath at a time, right? You'll survive this, or this person will survive this. We do have the Six of Cups, right? It's funny because this is a gift card, so maybe you're gifting this person the things that they need at the moment, or just like I said, the support that they need. You're the lending hand, or vice versa, right? Someone's doing that for you. Anyways, Cancer, not an easy read, but it is what it is. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Thank you.